were the images of a little boy that sparked an enormous outpouring of support from the people of WA. Helen Flavelle, who has done humanitarian work in Bali for years, put out a call for help. The request was a simple one. Please bring a tub of Vaseline if you travel to Bali.
I was horrified. I had never seen a child like that.
Koomang has a rare genetic condition called harlequin ichthyosis, which causes his skin to dry and crack, giving the appearance of scales.
There are only 100 people living in the world with this condition.
Since Today Tonight's story 8 months ago, thousands of people took up the call and donated Vaseline. This is just one of the storage sites. It's Bali Kids Orphanage, which is one of the organisations helping Koomang. So this is some of the Vaseline that's come from Australia?
Yes, it is. So most of it comes from Australia. We've got some 8,000 jars here, and it's packed solid back to the wall on this side.
It's a metre, isn't it? It's huge.
Yes, it does. And also on this side, the same. Different brands, Vaseline, petroleum jelly.
To see firsthand what a difference the donated Vaseline has made to Koomang, we've headed to his tiny village, hidden in the Balinese mountains. It's a long trip by road, about 4 hours north from the tourist hub of Kuta. We keep driving until we can go no further. This is where the road finishes. From here, we've got to hike to the top of the mountain, and it's pretty rough. Not surprisingly, this is a place that tourists to Bali just never get to. Yet, despite that, thousands of Australians have left an indelible mark on the tiny village at the top of this mountain. It's an uphill track, made all the more difficult by the humid conditions. It's little wonder Koomang went unnoticed up here for 3 years. He was discovered by a care worker who called on a group of Australians to take up his cause. One of them has returned with us. What we find when we arrive is truly amazing.
He's so much different to the little kid we first saw. Amazing difference.
Koomang is like a new boy. The agony on his face is gone and has been replaced with a smile. The angry skin condition, while never likely to be cured, has been tamed. For those who donated tubs of Vaseline, this is the difference you've made.
But I've emptied every supermarket, every chemist, everywhere.
Brian Grant has visited Koomang regularly. He says the transformation he's seen is extraordinary.
When we first met him, he was just a bundle of gristle, and now, as you can probably see, he's able to walk. His hands are they're not balls of bristle. His skin is better. His eyes, he can actually sleep with his eyes shut, whereas before he had to sleep with his eyes open. And he's got hair coming back.
Koomang is now happy to see visitors arrive. Brian has brought photographs of people Koomang is familiar with. It's a treat that competes only with his time riding his bike. A year ago, all of this was impossible to imagine for Koomang's parents.
So happy to see Koomang now. It's much better than before. And then we're proud with Koomang, and then we just want to say very thank you for helping, and then we just happy to see Koomang now.
Keeping Koomang's skin clean and free of infection involves regular baths with QV wash. Following the bath and up to 4 times a day, the Vaseline is rubbed all over his little body. It's not a cure, there isn't one, but this protects and soothes the cracked skin.
It's made a huge difference. We talk about it every day, all day, between the three of us, or people on our page that want to know, what they can do, how he's going, and his general health. And it's a feel-good thing, and it's something that you're not wasting your time on doing.
The condition which inflicts Koomang has been discovered in 5 other children living nearby. It's believed the genetic condition could be the result of the small gene pool in the area. Medical staff make regular trips to the village to check the children. Today, braving a thundery downpour, makeshift clinic. The facilities are basic at best, but the care is invaluable, and for Koomang, it's given him the gift of living a life.
It's rewarding enough for me. And then later on, we will look at other children, but for the foreseeable future, it's Koomang. Prince Koomang, as the name is.
And details on how you can continue to help are on our website.